Cleavers Podcast, Thursday, June 13th. Carter Elliott, the Florida Glow is doing wonders on you and your face, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. Do I look tan?
You look like you.
Okay, not what I wanted out of that, but all right.
Do you feel tan? I think that's more important.
I think I've gotten a bit sun-kissed. Yes.
Have you been kissed?
I mean, should we get to the episode?
What's that shirt say, by the way? It's a really nice shirt.
Yeah, so this is I was gonna do it for my one big thing, but my good friend Larry, I don't know if you met Larry before. I used to hoop with Larry. Larry played at Oakland, and his son unfortunately got diagnosed with cancer in the past like 2 years. Nicest little kid ever. His name's Luca. And he actually drew this shirt, and it's just like very dope. And it says "Love like Luca" on it. And I got it on today. He's very inspiring to me. He's a very nice kid. Just he's going through all this and he's still smiling every single day. Just the nicest, most positive 6-year-old you've met in a long time. He just had his 6th birthday yesterday, actually. So this goes out to Luca. Shout out to you, man. Keep fighting a good fight, brother. Your positivity, we all feel it.
Shout out Luca. That's incredible. That's also one of the coolest shirts I've ever seen.
I mean, it's really dope, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, kid's got a future in art. That's a beautiful drawing. Yeah.
Facts.
Very, very nice. All right. To the show. You want to kick us off with the YouTube comment of the day?
Of course I do. This whole pick in the first one is life-changing.
I really wish you still put like enough effort into it to, make people think about their comments. There was a lot of negativity directed towards me yesterday. I feel like people think they can get whatever they want off now because you're not even going to sort through them.
Okay, let's do this one then. I'll sort through a little bit here since that's what the streets need. Let's go with how's that even? Okay, so you know what? Picking the first one might be the best because I don't know if we can do this, to be honest with you.
Oh, great.
How about this one? This one comes from JOOC8 something. Win the Big Ten by 3 games. This is on the Indiana video. I'm an IU fan, but I'm skeptical. Until Woody can prove he can coach and win without TJD, I'll still root for IU, but I won't hold my breath. I think the Woody narrative has ran its course and gone a little bit overboard at this point. Is he a tier 1 or tier 2 coach in college basketball? No, probably not top half of the Big Ten right now. For the roster last year, I don't think a coach in America gets them cleanly in the tournament. He won 19 games and the only team of his 3 years that he had an actual dynamic guard. The team was around top 15 and finished 2nd in the Big Ten. My optimism says the coaching will be fine.
We just had a historically bad coffee spill in the middle of that.
No. Yeah. Iced coffee?
Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna persevere, Cart, but not gonna lie to you. That's a tough one.
At least it didn't spill on your equipment.
Yeah, I think that's the universe trying to tell me to stop defending Mike Woodson.
or maybe they're just trying to make it hard on you because it's been easy as of late because he's had all this talent. But they're like, nah, we're going to make you earn it.
Yeah, it could be that. Also, I just had to use my Final Four.
No.
Towel. Yeah, I had to wipe it up with the Final Four towel. Cart. RIP to the Final Four towel. Tough luck. I've realized I'm a spill guy.
How so?
Like in the last 3 months, I've realized I have a tendency to spill.
You do actually spill a good amount now that I think about it.
I'm a spill guy. That's not good.
That's not a good distinction to have. You need to fix that.
No, it's a really big obstacle. Yeah, I don't have any massive rebuttal to the Mike Woodson hesitancy here. I think I've been clear. Like my belief in Indiana is about the roster. It's not about Mike Woodson elevating the roster. I think he did a great job this offseason. And I think people are hesitant to give coaches credit for roster building because they want to give coaches credit for what they do with the roster as if the roster was like handed to them from somebody else. Roster building is half the job here, if not more. Like you build talented rosters, it's a lot easier to not mess it up with in-game coaching. And Mike Woodson has done that as good as any coach in the country has this season, except for Bill Self in the offseason, right? Like you could argue Nate Oates and Bill Self and I don't know who else, but like the portal class that Indiana has brought in is like as good as anybody's. And I think he deserves credit for that. I don't know why we have to like ignore that. We can still say we're very skeptical that he won't reach the ceiling. But to me, yes, I'm doubling down on how good I think Indiana will be. Yes, I said that I think they can win the Big Ten by multiple games. I think their roster's that much better than everybody else's. The only other team in the same stratosphere is Purdue. There's an elephant in the room here. I sent this to the Discord, but like, pretty reasonable argument. Every other contender got worse this offseason. Like, we can sit here and pick out the bottom feeders. Like, Michigan's going to be better because they have a new coach. Ohio State's going to be better because they have a new coach. Every other team from the Big Ten standings last year. Can we go up and down this real quick and tell me if you think they're going to be better or worse than last season?
Sure.
Okay. How about Purdue? They lose Zach Edey. They going to be better or worse?
Worse.
How about Illinois? They lose 11 different players. Are they going to be better or worse?
Worse.
How about Nebraska? They lose Rank Mast and Kisei Tominaga. They going to be better or worse?
Better.
Really?
Gavin Griffiths and Connor Seaton, baby.
I think you'd be alone in thinking that on paper.
Yeah,
It could
probably worse.
happen, but
Worse.
Northwestern, they lose Boo Booey. They're going to be
Worse.
better or worse? Wisconsin, they got AJ Stored, and I mean, he's not the only one. Chucky Hepburn's at Louisville. They going to be better or worse?
Worse.
Michigan State lost 4 starters. They better or worse?
Better.
We hope so. They lost 4 starters. There's your top 6 in the Big Ten. I think there's a pretty pointed argument they all are going to get significantly worse, or at least their rosters took a step backwards and are less talented. So Indiana's like next. They finished tied for 7, 10-10 in the Big Ten. Indiana got way better. Every team ahead of them got seriously worse, in my opinion. And I guess we'll see what that nets out. It's an indictment on what I think of the rest of the league more than it is me screaming that Indiana's this world beater.
Hey, we're gonna find out. That's my thing with Woody this year. We're just gonna find out.
And if he doesn't get it done this year, I will be one of the loudest people criticizing him because he should. Also, last thing for me on this, the best case scenario exercise we did, it's a best case scenario exercise. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of people that didn't realize that. Like, we are trying to say, what is the 1 out of 1,000 best chance here for every single player? And people are like, you think this is going to happen? No, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just imagining what it would be if it did happen.
Yeah, I didn't know that people were so upset and up in arms about the best case scenario thing. Like it's best case scenario.
Lesson learned, we're not supposed to be positive this often, Cart. That's how this works. Okay, to the Discord. Join the Discord. Shout out to Sleeve Nash, by the way, who joined the Discord yesterday. One of my favorite new Discord member names that we've had in a very long time. Sleeve Nash.
You're welcome.
You got Sleeve Nash in?
Sleeve Nash DM'd me yesterday and he said if I unpromptedly sung the first verse to Get In With Me by Boss Man D-Lo, he would without giving you an explanation, he would join the Discord. And
it comes full circle. Great job. Yeah. So wait, this is like day 3 of us doing things that people prompt us to do to get them in the Discord.
We're 2 for 2 on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. People keep doing this. Keep making Cart do ridiculous things to join the Discord. It'd be lovely. Okay. To the comments, we start today with Coop, who says, what are your thoughts on dreadless TKR? I liked the hair, but when Derek White shaved his head, it revealed his final form. With no Edey or dreads to hold him back, TKR is about to have a hell of a season.
It makes him look smaller. That's the only thing, in my opinion, but it's a very clean cut.
It's a good cut. Guy says road trip to Omaha for the ACC SEC Challenge might need to be in order.
Omaha, Nebraska?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in. I'm a big Nebraska guy.
I constantly want to be in Lincoln. I constantly don't want to be driving through Nebraska again, though. That was one of the scariest experiences of my life.
Yeah, a lot of hoping and wishing for corn, but not seeing any corn.
Just looking for a gas station when we knew we had like 20 miles left in the tank at 3 a.m. in rural Nebraska was one of the
Yeah.
scariest moments of my life.
Adversity went
It
stupid
was
though.
terrifying. Same old Lion says, Is the Nathan's hot dog eating contest just hating on the greatest athlete of all time by banning Joey Chestnut for signing a sponsorship deal with another hot dog brand?"
Yeah, I mean, but also good on them for taking a stand. Like that's a
No,
yeah, good on them. Why is he signing with
no.
another hot dog brand? Think you can participate in our hot dog eating competition with your signing with the ops?
Joey Chestnut's still eating your hot dogs. That's the best promotion you're ever going to get, Nathan's. Is like you have one day a year where this legend is going to grace your product with his mouth. Okay. Like that needs to happen. And now you're robbing the world of that. This is going to result in so much negative PR for Nathan's hot dog. I think there's a lot of sports competition leagues out there that need better commissioners because the WNBA has fumbled everything. The Olympic Committee has fumbled everything, and Nathan's has fumbled everything.
Who's the best commissioner in all of sports?
I used to think it was Adam Silver.
Still Adam Silver or no?
Honestly, for all the flack he gets, it's hard to deny that Roger Goodell has a great product.
I was gonna give the NHL love. I don't know who it is, but I feel like they're doing a great job.
I don't think you could tell me one thing about the NHL.
What do you mean?
Exactly that. I don't think you could tell me one thing about the NHL.
I 100% can. I'm a playoff hockey guy.
You are?
Yeah.
What's going on in the playoffs right now?
The Florida Panthers are up 2-0 and they're heading to Edmonton for game 3.
Name one player on the Florida Panthers.
Evan Rodriguez.
I don't know if that's real or not. Is that
It
real?
is. He scored 2 or 1 goal in the third period of the last game. And Connor McDavid is who you would love if you watched
I
hockey.
know Connor McDavid. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's nasty.
He's all right.
Hockey's fun.
I can't get into hockey. I'm sorry.
The only thing that holds me back is that it's a game centered around white people aggressively hitting a black puck. But besides that, playoff hockey's a lot of fun.
Manor says, let's say Doug Gottlieb shows out at Wisconsin Green Bay and becomes the Oklahoma State head coach, then is coveted by blue blood after blue blood. Would he pick a blue blood over his alma mater? Yes or no?
No, because his alma mater would let him keep his radio show. I don't think a blue blood would.
If he's actually coveted by the blue bloods, they would. And I can't say yes fast enough to this question. Doug would Doug would immediately be wherever he needs to be. And I am pro Doug Gottlieb for the record. I've said that a bunch of times. I think he's a great guy from the interactions that I've had with him. And I think he's really good at what he does. But yeah, let's not pretend. The moment like a Duke called Doug Gottlieb, you really think
Head
it's Oklahoma
head
State.
Duke men's basketball coach Doug
Doug
Gottlieb.
Gottlieb. Jay Hart says, is Joey Chestnut the most dominant athlete ever? I count professional eating as a sport.
I've always considered Usain Bolt the most dominant athlete of all time because I think he dominated a sport at the biggest stage, which is a world game in the Olympics.
Yeah, I think Michael Phelps is up there. I think
Phelps
Usain
is,
Bolt
Phelps,
is up
Phelps is
there.
up there.
I think Joey Chestnut is up there. I think Tom Brady is up there, sadly. Well, I don't know why I'm
Sadly,
saying sad. I
yeah.
just
Why that? Sadly,
not a huge Brady guy, man. I gotta be honest.
once Mahomes deads all that and
I
wins like 9
respect
Super Bowls.
Brady immensely. I don't enjoy respecting Brady immensely. Manor says, let's say Villanova is as bad as we all think this year and you are the AD. Do you fire Kyle Neptune? If so, who are you replacing him with?
Yes, you are firing him. You are actually the first call you're making is for Jay Wright to come back.
He's not coaching again. That's what Fanta says.
No chance.
That's what Fanta says.
Okay, my second call is to Fanta then to figure out who is the coach that I want to hire at my school, and then the third call is Shaheen Holloway.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I would fire Kyle Neptune immediately. I already have fired Kyle Neptune in my head thousands of times. My first call would be to Bobby Hurley.
Bobby Hurley,
Bobby Hurley would be my first call. My
come on
second
back.
call would be Shaheen Holloway. My third call would be Chris Beard. My fourth call would be Doug Gottlieb.
What a what a call list.
Burner says, would you guys be interested in hiring me as a Big 12 expert? Since you are in a hiring mood, I can also dunk.
A lot of like dunking allegations going around in the Discord. No videos of actual dunking. I'm tired of the chatter. If you're gonna dunk, show me a video of you dunking.
Actually, a very true response by you. And speaking for me personally, no, Burner, I would not be interested in hiring you. Guy says DePaul or Georgetown this year. I think I would take DePaul. Guy, you're fired. Guy, you are fired. We can discuss this offline. Your 2 weeks notice has been delivered. Guy says, I just watched a video called How Much Sawdust Can You Put in a Rice Krispie? And now I want to try. Does this mean that my youthful mind is still very malleable and susceptible to outside pressures? Guy, you're rehired. You are back on staff immediately. Cart, what are your thoughts?
What's the next comment, man? I can't. I
Uh,
can't.
Same old lion says some of this Discord has never had a plant-based frozen brand, and it shows. The plant-based foods out there are really good now. Carter, I expect you to back me up here.
There are some good plant-based foods, I must say. I'm not an impossible like meat guy, like Impossible Burgers, anything like that, but there are some very good plant-based brands and snacks out there that I do encourage at least someone to try and give a shot.
Sure.
I mean, I know it won't be you. I'm saying normal people.
If here's my official forever response to this. If the plant-based food was that good, we would not even have to identify it as plant-based. We would simply talk about it as a great food.
No, you have to identify it as plant-based because people can't eat certain things.
I no, I like on the menu, sure. Put the little icon next to it, the little flower, whatever you need to, that's fine. But like sitting here on the show being like, I had the best muffin yesterday, you would simply talk about it as a muffin. You would not feel the need to be like, it's actually a plant-based muffin. Can you even believe it? Like if it was that good, you would just eat it. It would speak for itself.
One day you'll broaden your horizons.
It's like there's certain people that just love to like tell you about their things, and I'm not saying this is all people who eat plant-based foods, but the foods themselves like need you to know that they are plant-based, and that's my inherent issue with it. Just be a food, be a good food, and then I respect you more plant-based foods.
One day you'll learn.
I don't think I will learn. Coleman's Burner says, by the time you read this, I can now legally drink and gamble. Just need to have that MyBookie sponsorship back. Afraid I have hit the unk phase, though.
The unk phase is a great phase. You're way too young to be hitting the unk phase, though, Coleman's burner. You're
A lot
not
of
ready for that yet.
birthdays. A lot of birthdays in the Discord this week. Happy birthday, Coleman's Burner. Happy birthday, Ryan Lyon. There was somebody else that a
Was
new
it
joining.
what? I thought it was Sully's birthday.
Sully had a birthday a couple weeks ago, I think.
Insidium, I think he joined for
Insidium.
his birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday to all our Discord birthdays. Guy says we've gotten the Greg Fast Car covered, the G Wizzy featuring Bluffs diss track. We've gotten the Greg Billy Joel cover, but with all the birthdays in the server, I think it's time for the happy birthday song sung by Big C.
Okay, I got you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. There you go.
It's okay.
F off.
It's okay. Doctor says, out of all the professional sports, which one would you want to be a star in and why?
Probably soccer.
Why?
Because I think that soccer players live the life and they're very well paid. And I think you play soccer for a very long time. My second choice would probably be a golfer, just because like I feel like you can milk golf for everything. Because once you're done playing golf, can't you go play and get paid to play on like the senior tour? Is that a thing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so like you can literally get paid to golf your whole life.
Soccer seems like a lot of work for like, I mean, I guess there is shine if you're like elite at it, but like at least in America, you get less shine than many of the greats deserve. And it just like you have to be so in shape and so much work and training for
Yeah,
soccer. I don't like it.
I want to be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, but so much training. I would go tennis, golf backup, and then MLB bullpen pitcher third.
Like setup guy.
I'm just like a middle innings reliever. You only throw me in games where we're down 6. But I'm making like 1.2 a year to just sit in the bullpen with Big League Chew and like make friends with fans.
Wouldn't you rather be like a DH, or is that too much pressure?
No, I don't like hitting. I don't like
Uh,
hitting at all. I used to hate hitting. It sucked.
that's crazy.
I mean, I feel like nothing good can come from hitting. Nothing.
Okay, Chris Beard.
Okay. Sleeve Nash, his first comment, welcome to the Discord, says, I want you guys to compare the top 10 college teams from Ken Pom from this past season and compare them to NBA teams as a whole. For example, is Houston the Minnesota Timberwolves because they focus on defense and size? It could be a fun topic. That would be a fun topic. Great first question as a member of the Discord. You want to quickly go through these 10 and give me an NBA team that you think makes sense to map with them?
It's gonna be bad, but I can.
UConn,
Celtics,
Houston,
Timberwolves.
Purdue.
Nuggets.
Okay. Auburn.
I don't like this game anymore.
It's getting harder.
Yeah.
Do you want to kill
Auburn,
the game?
a little bit. I think this might be a thought process game for me. I don't know if I can do it on the fly. I don't know
That's
if I'm
fine.
witty
Maybe
enough.
maybe we can come back to this as a full topic one day. That's a great first comment though from Sleeve Nash. Thank you for the comment. We appreciate it. All right. Thanks, Discord. Good job today. Great job, everyone. Join the Discord, link in the description. $9.99 a month. Card, who are we brought to you by?
We are brought to you by the good folks over at 2K Labs. 2K Labs, they have everything you need. If you need to know what shooting form that works best for your 2K team, if you need to know what badges to get, head over to 2K Labs, and they have everything you need for mini games. But right now, one of the great features that they have is they have an NBA draft simulator. And on that simulator, they have their own big board where you can run all these scenarios, all these different drafts simulators, basically. But on there is an NBA draft big board with rankings from CBS, ESPN, and the main ranking on there is the sleepers, the official sleepers big board for player rankings that can be utilized for the draft simulator. Shout out to the good folks over at 2K Lab. Shout out to 2K, the video game in general. We appreciate you sponsoring this episode. Great tool. I use it. Greg uses it. You should use it too.
NBA2KLab.com. Play the mini games. See our full big board. Let's get to the show. We did a mock draft about a month ago, and as the NBA draft is getting closer and closer, it's time to reconvene our collective efforts for a mock draft card. This time, rather than doing the NBA draft lottery, we are going to do the entire first round. So we can keep this quick moving. Just give me like one sentence of explanation. But you and I have done a bunch of scouting now. We're through 50 of our 75 player prospect scouting reports on the channel. We also have 50 player comparison videos. So I think you and I have a better feel than we did the last time we did a mock draft for who all of these players are. And there's also been some intel on what players certain teams are targeting. So just like last time, I think we want to do this like who would we draft if we were the GM, but you can take the buzz of who these teams are targeting as what you would do if you want to. It's totally fine. So you want to go first or second, and then we'll just alternate and get through the top 30.
I'll go second.
Okay. You would. Oh, this is a tough one. Card, I'm gonna take Donovan Clingan 1 for the Atlanta Hawks. I think the Hawks want Donovan Clingan. I think they want to move down, but nobody wants to draft first in this draft, and everybody wants to get Clingan at 3. If they really want Clingan, they're going to realize they need to just take him at 1. And I think he's ready. I think he's a win now ready center for a team that thinks they can compete in the playoffs.
Okay, good reasoning. Because of that, with the number 2 pick for the Washington Wizards, I am going to select Alex Sarr. The Wizards are a dumpster fire. They're in a rebuild, but I don't know if they're actually rebuilding. I think this is the pick that might get them into the rebuild. They have guys like Bilal Coulibaly on the team who are like an upside pick as well. I just think they need to start tapping into guys that have potential, and hopefully Sar is a pick that works out and can, basically jumpstart the rebuild.
Think it's a smart pick. I will be surprised if he falls out of the top two. I am going to take Zachary Risachet at 3. It seems like every team is consistent in believing him and Sar have the most upside in this draft. Won't be shocked if he ends up going first overall. If the Hawks do trade the pick, I think a lot of teams would move up and consider Risachet at 1. I think Houston's going to trade this pick, and I have no idea who it will be to, but whoever it is to, if Risachet is there at 3, I think he goes off the board.
Okay. The San Antonio Spurs with the 4th pick. This is going to be the first pick that I think might shake things up for the rest of the draft. I think this goes against a lot of the picks that people might have. I think the San Antonio Spurs, we are going to select Rob Dillingham with the 4th pick.
Whoa.
I think Pop can unlock Rob Dillingham and maybe help him in areas that he might lack as far as like shot selection, maturity, things like that, while also bringing in an extremely talented point guard to play with Wemby.
God, a Dillingham Wemby team would be so fun. All right, the Pistons are up at 5. There's been a lot of Reed Shepherd buzz. I'm going to go with the guy I think is the best player available and a great fit for the Pistons that they have been rumored to be interested in. I'm going Matas Buzelis at 5. I would be ecstatic if he ends up a Detroit Piston. I think this player has the highest upside of any player in the draft, and it sounds more and more increasingly likely he'll be available at 5.
I love that pick for my Pistons. The Hornets with the 6th pick, the Hornets, we'll select Reed Shepherd. We're not going to let him fall anymore. We're going to select Reed Shepherd, play him next to LaMelo. He could play off ball. He could space the floor. Then you have Brandon Miller on the team as well. I think that gives you a good like young core right there to work with.
I hate the Shepherd fit with Charlotte, just speaking for me personally. Like, if you could flip Shepherd and Dillingham to those landing spots, I would like it so much more. Okay. This gets interesting. You will notice that we have not called the name of Stephon Castle yet. Stephon Castle wants to be a point guard, and a lot of these teams have point guards. I don't think the Blazers would take him at 7, which is why I'm going to take Dalton Connect at 7. It sounds like he's rising up the boards. There's a lot of teams really impressed with Connect. So I won't be surprised if Connect goes like top 3 in this draft at this point. If he's there at 7, I think it's a great fit alongside Scoot and the front court players that the Blazers already have.
Okay. I was really hoping that Connect would get to 8 to the Spurs. Um, okay. I'm not gonna let this guy fall anymore. With the 8th pick, the Spurs are gonna select Stephon Castle. Gonna put Stephon Castle. He can cover up for Dillingham's, you know, defensive woes. Maybe that doesn't work out because he wants to play point guard really bad. I don't know if that could work. Who knows? But I don't think he could fall anymore. And you feel good about putting him with that young core with Wemby.
Yeah, I agree. All right. At 9, you know what? F it. I'm drafting for me, Cart. I believe the Memphis Grizzlies want a center. I believe they want Donovan Clingan. If they don't get Donovan Clingan, I believe the next best center in this league or in this draft is Zach Edey. I'm taking Zach Edey.
Oh,
Taking Zach Edey 9th to the Memphis Grizzlies.
9 to the Grizzlies. Okay. All right. That's whew. Okay. Number 10. We're the Jazz. Well, we're gonna pick someone French. With the number 10 pick, we're gonna take TL. That's my
TL?
nickname. That's my nickname for him. I call him Timeline because the Twitter timeline loves him. We're taking Tijan Saloon with
Tijani
that pick.
Salon. Tijani Salon. Okay.
Tijani Salon with that pick. Yes.
Tijani Salon. At 11, the Chicago Bulls are up. And I am going to take. There's rumors this guy's going to fall. I think if he's there at 11, the Bulls will scoop him up. I think it's Ron Holland, G League Ignite guy, supreme talent, falling way lower than I think he should. And I think the Bulls could view him as like a Zach LaVine replacement.
Okay. I like that pick. Number 12. family over everything. I'm gonna pick Cody Williams at number 12 to the Thunder.
I think everybody wants this to happen. I'm preparing my heart for a world where the Thunder pass on him and take somebody else. It would break me though. At 13 for the Kings, I'm going to take Devin Carter. This has been a workout warrior. Everybody says like he's sneaking up into lottery consideration. He may have a promise. I think there's rumors that it could be the Kings that have made him that promise. Devin Carter to the Kings, a really good fit.
Hmm. Okay. If he's gonna get to this point, I'm gonna take him at 14. I'm gonna take Jared McCain to the Trailblazers. Just keep
Okay.
going. Just load up on shooting because I believe that you get connect to the Blazers earlier?
Yep.
I'm loading up on shooting. You just got
It's
all
fun.
shooting everywhere.
One of those two hits as a shooter, I think you feel really good about that. At 15, this guy I think could definitely be a faller because of his injury, but I think the Miami Heat would be content to like wait it out and just stash him for a year. Nikola Topic. This is a guy who absolutely should be a lottery pick. I really believe in his passing upside, and the Heat pairing Nikola Jovic with Nikola Topic would be incredible.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that fit. 16, the 76ers. We are going to take Baylor guard Jacoby Walter with this pick and just bank on him at least being a guy that can knock down shots, maybe possibly being even a 3-and-D prospect. You could plug him in, play him in spot where maybe Tobias Harris might leave a gap somewhere there. We're going to take Jacoby Walter with this pick.
I like that pick. At 17, I think the Lakers are still looking for like a win now guy, and I think they're not going to pick Bronny this early. I think they will wait for the second pick and know that no one else is going to take him. I think they're going to take Tristan da Silva. That's what I would do. I think he's like a very ready win now wing you can plug into like a Rui Hachimura role between AD and LeBron.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I like that. I like that. With the number 18 pick, the Orlando Magic are going to select Isaiah Collier. We love this value here. I think that we could use a point guard, and like Collier was regarded as a top 5 pick coming into the season. USC hurt him. He hurt himself as well. But I think being able to get him at 18 is worth the shot with the team that we have.
I hate that landing spot for Collier because they're loaded with guards already, but honestly would be an on-brand Orlando Magic move. At 19, the Toronto Raptors, I believe they want Zach Edey. Edey's gone in our mock right now. I'm going to take the next best big available, who I'm honestly surprised made it this far. I'm going to take Khalil Ware.
That's a good pick. I am surprised we made it this far. That'd be a good value for them at
Great value.
19. At 20, I think we're set on big men. I think I want a little bit more. We're gonna take Johnny Furphy at this spot. Johnny Furphy. I think he'll bring some athleticism and some shooting to the wing that maybe we expected guys like Isaac Okoro to bring. And I think he can fit nicely as an off-ball guy next to ball dominant players like Donovan Mitchell and Garland.
I like that pick. Furphy to the Cavs, a good one. 21 for the New Orleans Pelicans. Who I think they're going to move Brandon Ingram. So I think you could be looking for like a Brandon Ingram replacement. And there's not a lot of guys that like I feel fantastic about here. I'm going to take the wing that I think, just speaking for myself, is the best wing. I'm going to take Terrence Shannon.
Wow, Terrence. Okay.
Terrence Shannon Jr. to the Pelicans.
All right. Um, all right. I'm the Suns. I have all these players locked up. I need someone who can play right away. I don't have a point guard. I'm going to select Tyler Kolek at this spot for the Suns. I think you can
Interesting.
plug him in right away. Dude's 24. He'll pass the ball, feel tough. I think he'll work.
Interesting. All right. For the Milwaukee Bucks. Ooh, I'm going to take Deron Holmes.
Oh, okay.
Feels like a Bucky-ish pick and just a guy who can kind of be versatile as a strong big, play alongside Giannis, solidify a front court, maybe be a Brook Lopez replacement as he gets older. Yeah, role player type, but I like that.
Okay.
Back-to-back pick for the Knicks here.
Yeah. So with the first pick for the Knicks, I'm gonna go. You know what? I know I'm Tibbs. I know Tibbs is drafting. Tibbs is taking Filipowski. He's taking Filipowski. I don't know. I can't get much explanation there. I just know Tibbs is taking Filipowski.
This would be very Nixian if they take Kyle Filipowski at 24. I think they take Baylor Shireman at 25. And I think honestly, Shireman would help them a lot. I think they need just like shooters around the core they already have. And I think Shireman's great value at 25. I would be surprised if he makes it that far.
Okay. I like those back-to-back picks for them, honestly. Shireman be fun with the Knicks. Let's see here. The Wizards, I got Sar. I'm gonna take Cam Christie at the spot at 26.
Ooh.
Upside, another upside pick. We're just going all upside. He's a guy who can draft, a guy who can shoot the ball. And hopefully that works out. I like just taking shots on guys.
I don't hate that. All right, 27. I'm going to take a guy that we talked about this fit for in our scouting report breakdown. I'm going to take Tristan Newton for the Minnesota Timberwolves. If Tristan Newton could learn under Mike Conley for like a year, I think there's a world where he sort of ends up like a Drew Holiday type alongside Anthony Edwards long term, and it's a really, really great fit.
I like that. I like that. If I'm the T Wolves, I'm gonna try to lock down Towns and maybe move on from Gobert at some point if I can. And I think I'm gonna take Ease Misi at this spot until and hopefully he turns out he's ready and he ends up being a more dynamic version of Gobert.
Great value for Yves Missi. I am going to select for the Utah Jazz at 29, Keyshawn George. Upside play, pair him with Keyshawn George.
Wait, you skipped the Nuggets.
You just drafted for the Nuggets. I'm
No,
29.
I drafted for the T Wolves, didn't I?
You messed it up. You're supposed to draft for the Nuggets.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, that's on me. Well,
you,
my
you took
apologies.
Yves Missi for the Nuggets. I'm taking Keyshawn George to pair with Keontae George backcourt.
Okay. So I'm on Celtics, correct?
Yes.
Last pick here. Hmm. I'm gonna take Jalen Tyson at this spot. Jalen Tyson from Cal, just a 6'7" guy that can plug and play. I can think do it all. I think he would fit in defensively. He can work. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with him.
I like that spot. All right. There's your first round mock draft. That was chaotic and fun, but I like it. I feel we should like keep track of that and then look at how many we got right with draft tickets here.
Let's not do that.
Okay. All right, I want to move back to the college world. I picked 9 teams here, Cart, that I want to play a game of what's their starting lineup for game one, and then what's their starting lineup for the end of the season. Basically, teams that I think have a lot of different options, guys that or teams that could at least have 6 players worthy of a starting spot, and see how we think their team might transform over the course of the season. Do you want to just jump right into it, or do you have any questions before we get started?
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with we'll start with our teams. We'll start easy. How about Michigan State? What is their starting lineup on day one?
Starting lineup on day one is Jeremy Fears, Jay Nakins, Frankie Fiddler, Xavier Booker, Carson Cooper.
Do you think that changes the final game of the regular season?
No, I do not. I think it remains the same.
Okay. I think that is correct on day one. And I think by the end of the season, Trey Holloman is starting, pushing Jaden Akins to the 3, and Jackson Kohler is starting over Carson Cooper.
So Fiddler's coming off the bench, is that
So
what
I'm
you're
going to
saying?
go Fears, Holloman, Akins, Booker, Kohler for the end of the season for Michigan State. I think Holloman will be more valuable than Fiddler. I think Kohler will be more valuable than Cooper by the end of the year.
Huh. Interesting. At least you didn't say Zapala.
Michigan Wolverines, starting lineup day one, then end of the season.
Starting lineup day one is Trey Donaldson, Roddy Gale, Reuben Jones, Danny Wolf, Vlad Golden.
I think that's the correct day one lineup. Do you have anything changing by the end of the season?
By the end of the season, I think it's Roddy Gale, Reuben Jones, Sam Walters, Danny Wolf, Vlad Golden.
They go jumbo front court because Donaldson's not good enough.
Yes.
Okay. If they did that, I think they would put Namari Burnett in for Trey
Oh,
Donaldson
I forgot
before.
about Namari Burnett. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
probably.
still sticking around. I think my day one lineup's the same. My end of season lineup has Lorenzo Cason starting at point guard over Trey Donaldson.
Woo.
I'm
Okay.
doubling down on this kid being good. I think he's just gonna be a that's our best point guard thing.
All right.
Yep. Let's move to Purdue. Day one starting lineup.
Purdue day one starting lineup is going to be Braden, Lawyer, Colvin, Heidi, TKR.
Anything changed by the end of the season?
By the end of the season, I think it's going to be I'm gonna say Braden, Colvin, Heidi, first, TKR.
So Lawyer drops out for first.
Yes.
Okay. I think to start the season, it's Braden, Fletcher, Colvin, Heidi, TKR. I think to end the season, it's Braden, Fletcher, Heidi, TKR, Jacobson.
I knew
Yep.
Jacobson was coming. Yeah.
Had to happen. But for Colvin, not for Fletcher. Okay. Illinois.
Illinois, I think the starting lineup day one is going to be Bam Bam, Bam Bam, Ty Rogers, Kasparis, Humriches, Big T.
This one's the hardest one to do on day one. There's so many
Yeah.
different options. Repeat that for me. Bam Bam.
Bam Bam, Ty, Kasparis, Humrickhouse, and Big T.
Okay, day one, I'm going Boswell, Kasparis, Ty Rogers, Humrickhouse, Merez. I just have Merez over Big T. And I don't think there will be a change by the end of the season in mine.
End of the year for me, I think it'll be Bam Bam, Kasparis, Humriches, Humrickhouse, Merez, and Big T.
Ooh, so dropping Ty. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. If there was a change for mine, it would be Kasparis doesn't hit, but I don't think there's going to be a change. I think the day one starting five will be the same for Illinois. Indiana starting lineup day one.
Miles Rice, Trey Galloway, Mbako, Renew, Balo.
No changes.
I think it stays the same the whole year.
I have Carlisle at the two over Galloway. No changes. Galloway super sixth man all season long is my belief.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do Kentucky.
Kentucky's starting lineup is going to be Kirk Kriisa, Jackson Robinson, Kobe Brea, Andrew Carr, Amari Williams.
And does it change?
I think by the end of the season, Lamont Butler starts. That's the only change I would do
Over who?
over Kirk Kriisa.
Interesting. Okay. I think they will go Kirk Kriisa, Lamont Butler, Jackson Robinson, Kobe Brea, and Amari Williams. And then I think by the end of the season, it's Lamont Butler, Jackson Robinson, Kobe Brea, Andrew Carr, Ansley Almanor.
Oh wow, like small ball.
I think Almanor is going to be the best big on this team.
All 6, 7 of them.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Arkansas.
I think the starting lineup's going to be DJ Wagner, John L. Davis, Carter Knox, um, Adu, and Big Z.
What changes?
I think Boogie Flan ends up starting.
Over who?
DJ.
So Noah Thiero and DJ Wagner gets benched for Cal?
Yeah.
I think day one, it's DJ Wagner, Boogie Fland, Carter Knox, Adu Thiero, and Jonas Adu. And I think by the end of the season, it's DJ Wagner, Boogie Fland, Carter Knox, Adut Thiero, and Zvonimir Visic.
This John L. Davis not starting shit is wild.
He's going to play 32 minutes just off the bench. It's going to be the same way he benched Dillingham and Shepard, but it's going to be
Ugh,
off the
I
bench.
hate that.
I know, I hate it too. It's gross, but I'm predicting it. He always brings his best cards off the bench.
And they're freshmen.
Kansas.
Uh, Kansas is Dwan Harris. Ooh, God, this is tough with these talented teams. Dwan Harris. I'm gonna say Zeke Mayo, AJ Storr, KJ Adams, Hunter Dickinson.
You don't have Rylan Griffin starting?
No,
You called him the most impactful defender in the country yesterday.
yeah, on the bench. That's why he's so good. That's why Kansas
What
is so great.
by the end of the season, what's the lineup?
By the end of the season, I think it's same thing, but KJ Adams is bench for Rylan Griffin.
Okay, I think this one's easy. I don't think Zeke Mayo ever starts. I think it's Harris, Storr, Griffin, Adams, Dickinson. And that's every single game as long as they're healthy. Final one, UConn.
UConn is going to be, I'm gonna say Hassan Diarra.
This one's
Oh
interesting.
man.
There's a lot of ways you could flex it.
Yeah, Hassan Diarra, Aiden Mahaney, um, Liam McNeely, Caravan, and Sampson, I think, start the season. By the end of the year, I think it's going to be Solomon Ball, Aiden Mahaney, Liam McNeely, Caravan, and Terrace Reed.
Wow. Okay, we're all over the place here, but this is tough because Solomon Ball could start. I think Ahmad Noel could start. Isaiah Abraham could start. I wouldn't be shocked. I think day one it's Hassan Diarra, Aiden Mahaney, Liam McNeely, Alex Caravan, and Terrace Reed. I think at the end of the season it is Solomon Ball, Aiden Mahaney, Liam McNeely, Alex Caravan, and Samson Johnson. Terrace turns into Samson.
Gotcha. Okay. Good.
Fun exercise. I don't think we had many similar.
We might have to do that with the whole top 25.
There's a lot of lineup decisions to be made. Last topic today, I want to do some Big Ten power rankings. We were actually texting with John Fanta about this earlier this week, not to name drop, but Fanta asked us if we didn't mind sharing our Big Ten power rankings with him, 1 through 18. And I realized we haven't actually done that on the show yet. So let's just go 1 through 18. We've kind of tiered them up, but we haven't actually said like who's the worst team in this conference at 18, who's the best team, and who's everybody in the middle. So why don't we, you know what? Let's work bottom up on this one. Who's the worst team in the Big Ten for you?
Penn State.
I have Penn State as well. I just don't expect much at all. Any additional thoughts there?
No, stinks.
Okay, 17th.
I have Minnesota.
I have Minnesota as well. Wow, we're agreeing on a lot of stuff. I feel bad about Minnesota though, because Dawson Garcia is still really good.
Yeah, he's gonna go crazy, but they're gonna be bad.
Okay, 16. Who you got?
16, I have Washington.
I have a different Pac-12 new team. I have USC. Why do you have Washington so low?
Just because I don't I like Great Osabor is good, obviously. DJ Davis is good. They got Zoom Diallo as well. I don't see it with this team. I don't see it with Sprinkle just coming into the Big Ten and being successful year one.
Okay, I have USC. Way too many moving parts. I don't think they have a star. I think we've seen the track record precedent be set of teams that have 11 new players come in. They usually underperform. 15th, who you got?
Northwestern.
This one hurts my soul. I have Northwestern as well, and I hope Barry and Barnheiser are awesome, but I don't think they have enough else around them. And I really don't like the guard. I don't think Jalen Leach is going to work as the Boo replacement. 14.
Yeah. Wisconsin.
Damn, we're like in alignment here. I have Wisconsin too.
All right. Is this good or bad? We're in alignment.
I don't know. So you're not buying any of the new additions for Wisconsin? Like it's just the Klesmit show?
Yeah, is Greg Garza their coach?
Okay. 13.
Nebraska.
That's low for Nebraska, a little lower than I have. I have Washington, who you already had lower than this. I'm a little higher on them than you. I think Great Osabor will be one of the best players in the league, and he elevates them a little bit. I have Nebraska at 12. Why do you have Nebraska at 13?
Because I'm buying that the guys that they have, like with Griffiths and Bukinsel, I believe is how you pronounce it. I think they got enough guys, and Hoiberg will make it work. And Bryce Williams, I think, is going to be really good too in year two.
You're making the argument of why Nebraska will be good. You ranked them 13th. I figured you would make the argument of why it's not going to be good.
Nah, I think they're going to be okay. I'm soft, so I put them this low, but I think they might be higher.
Okay, I have them 12th, and I would argue the opposite of what you did. I think like I'm excited on Griffiths and a season, but I don't think like Bryce Williams works as a first option. I don't think they have a center point. I think their front court's really weak. Like Braxton Mia might start at center, and I think he's probably the worst big in the league. And Michigan State's
No,
front court still exists.
not the worst.
Uh,
12, I have USC.
okay, so we have the same bottom 7, just rearranged. Who's
Yeah,
your 11th ranked team?
Oregon.
That seems low for the Ducks.
There's a little bit too much hype for the Ducks, I think, in my opinion. Like, I think people are buying into it. They just got Jamari Phillips to commit, Shellstad, other players, but eh.
Okay, I love their pieces. I have Iowa at 11. Um, I like a few pieces here. I like Owen Freeman. I like Brock Harding. I like Josh Dix. I think Peyton Sanford showed what he is last year. He's not good enough to be a first option. Most importantly, I have them this low because I think Fran's checked out. And I think we're going to feel the effects of that this year for the first time, even more so than we did last season. So I had those 8 in my bottom tier, and then I had a big gap. Who's 10th for you?
10th, I had Iowa.
Okay, so right around me. Any different thoughts than I said?
I have them above the gap because I'm kind of buying like Josh Dix, Brock Harding, and Owen Freeman, just kind of, and then Sanford's back as well. Like that, they'll somehow figure it out.
Okay. Everybody up from here is a team I think could make the NCAA tournament. I have Maryland at 10. I've made the argument already. I think Deshaun Harris-Smith still starts. They still have spacing problems, and they downgraded all the individual players they replaced.
I have Michigan at 9.
I have Michigan at 9 as well. So we're
All
both
right,
putting
there's
Michigan at the top of the lower half of the Big Ten.
yeah, so we're aligned.
Feels all right. Yeah. Okay. 8.
I have Ohio State at 8.
I have Oregon at 8. You already
Oh, 8.
you said you're selling Oregon. I am buying more. I think TJ Bamba and Shellstad's going to be one of the better backcourts in the conference. And I think Altman is a good enough coach to survive the gauntlet the same way Kevin Willard overachieved his first year in the Big Ten because nobody knew how to prepare for him. Altman's going to get a little bit of that because he's a really good coach.
I'm selling the hell out of TJ Bamba.
Okay.
Number 7 for me, I have Maryland.
7, I had Ohio State, which is what you just said. So once again, every team outside of the top 6 we're agreed on. We're just shifting around. I find that really interesting.
I hate it.
Okay, who's at 6?
At 6, I have Illinois.
I have Illinois at 6 too. Do you think that's too low?
I went back and forth between 5 and 6 for them, but they're either 5th or 6th.
If Brad Underwood wasn't the coach of this team, I think I would have this roster like 10th. But I'm giving Brad a lot of respect that I know this team will be good because Brad will get the most out of them.
That's true. Can't doubt Underwood. At 5, I have Michigan State.
I have Michigan State at 5. Our top 5 might be identical.
It might. Yay, Izzo.
Yeah. There's a world you guys are more like 9th, like you've been the last like 3 years. But I'll give you 5.
They F you. Michigan State is a team that could be 5th. They could also be 14th if shit goes awry.
I'm buying Booker being really good. That's the main reason I have him 5th.
4, standing on business, I got Rutgers.
I got Rutgers at 4.
Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey are that good.
We might be identical on this. I'm getting nervous. Who's 3?
UCLA.
I have UCLA at 3.
All right. Then I have my gap.
Yeah, I had a gap too.
And then I have 2 teams.
Purdue and Indiana.
Yeah.
Purdue at 2 and Indiana at 1.
Purdue at 1, Indiana at 2.
Bart, why?
Because Mike Woodson's still a thing.
Indiana's a much better roster. We don't have to have the same debate we've had 1,000 times, but all right. Well, I feel pretty good. Like we're in the same buckets with all of our teams. That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I also want it known that Michigan's not going to finish 4 spots lower than Michigan State, no matter what we said. One big thing presented by nobody. What do you got?
My one big thing presented by nobody is that I think that this woman's a con artist. I think she's a con artist. I think she changes the color of her book titles. They're all the same. I think she's getting over on folks. Colleen Hoover, I peep your game. I know what you're doing. You're not getting it over on my head. The book's out on you, no pun intended.
Wow. Okay. Did not expect some Colleen Hoover enemy slander today, but here we are. My one big thing is I encourage everybody. It's Thursday morning by the time you're listening to this. The U.S. Open is starting. Bet Scotty Scheffler to win the U.S. Open as soon as you possibly can. This man is on another planet right now. It's not fun. It's not entertaining, but this is the best golfer I've seen since I've been alive. And that includes Tiger Woods at his peak. Like, did Scotty's playing that well right now? That's what's going on. 3-1 sounds low. Everybody's shitting on it. This man has won every single tournament he's played in the last month that doesn't include when he had a pending felony charge. Oh, by the way, when he had a pending felony, he finished second and eighth in back-to-back weeks. He's never been outside the top 10. He became a father in the middle of all that and took 3 weeks off. This dude's on a different planet. 3-1 is going to feel incredible when he's 4 strokes ahead of the pack by the end of the day Friday.